This is the latest track of Irma. As of 9/5, 5 a.m. EST, Irma has winds near the center over 148 miles per hour, and hurricane alerts are happening in Puerto Rico. Looks like the Dominican Republic and Haiti will also be standing in the way of this powerful hurricane. Two of the latest models show the storm moving over Cuba slightly north of the island and gradually making its turn up towards Florida. Landfall varies from direct hits near Naples, Florida, while the other model shows the storm moving up through the center of Florida, through the Everglades, bordering the Big Cypress Preserve. This initial impact area has low population density. It all depends on how fast Irma takes that turn, as a slight change could put a direct hit at Turkey Point in the Homestead region. The last Cat 5 that hit South Florida was Hurricane Andrew. I remember sleeping with the bed above my window, falling asleep. Only time in my life I ever fell asleep sitting up. I woke up, I looked out the window, debris everywhere, trees torn down, windows broken. But now, this plant that's at Turkey Point is 23 years older. The Leakey nuclear plant, Turkey Point, with many, many years of spent fuel sitting on site. So I'm hoping not direct hit this place. So you can get an idea of where they're tracking the storm. Here's the ECM WF model. "151 miles an hour heading toward Puerto Rico." You saw that? 152 miles an hour. Looks like it's going just north of the island. It looks like the island might get lucky and just miss it. So it appears that this hurricane is going to be going over some of these Cuban mountains. So the storm is going to downgrade, I believe, a little bit if it does go over these Cuban mountains. It depends how long the center stays over Cuba. Bad for Cuba, good for Florida. We'll see how much it will slow her down. It looks like it's going to be going over some islands there. So perhaps it could get downgraded to a 3 or a 2. Alright, it's back up to 133 miles an hour, 134, 139. So even spending all that time over Cuba, it's back up to 144. That's amazing. Okay, so I have a direct hit just a little about Punta Gorda, Naples, that Fort Myers area. Looks like it's going to get walloped all the way up the coast there, Florida there. Now that was the ECWMF model. There's the GFS model. Let's take a look at that one. Just so you can see the days. I'm going to put the days on here on this one so you get an idea where we're at. So this is where we're at now. East of Puerto Rico. 143-mile-an-hour winds. Everybody's got any family in Puerto Rico. Looks like they're going to get, hopefully, lucky. Looks like the main eye wall might just avoid Puerto Rico, so that's good news for y'all. Looks like the northern eastern quadrant Dominican Republic is going to get some of these. Just missed the main part of the eye wall. But that's going to be bad news for Cuba, it appears, because they're going to get the main brunt of this storm. 139 miles an hour winds in there. See, right here all of a sudden, I don't know what happens, but we get that 143 miles an hour winds. See how this eye wall starting to go with the coastline right next. Okay, looks like the eye wall is going to do a direct hit right there. This is going to be spending a significant amount of time over Cuba. It's going to be very bad for them. A lot of things can change, a lot of things can happen. Now this is the hit that's showing it going more again toward the Naples region. Looks like showing it going up the west coast. Irma. 148-mile-an-hour winds just picked up. So far, these models are predicting a Cat 3 to Cat 4 hitting the mainland of Florida. South Florida in the crosshairs. It's actually a pretty big eye considering the storm. Pretty well organized storm here. It's a hurricane behind the storm. If this storm gets into the Gulf, it looks like it's going to be pushed toward Florida, but however, if it does get past Florida going to the Gulf, maybe it'll be total disaster if this heads back towards Texas. You just can't count that out as a possibility of happening, even though it looks like some wind's going to blow it out from there. Get those shutters up. Look for places in your area that has the highest elevation just in case you need to go there. You can look at elevation maps, that'd be your best bet. Do that now if you're in Florida.